story time on why I started an online business and what my background was in before. So I am from Dublin and I was working in just a normal kind of corporate job in Dublin, absolutely hated it, decided to quit my job and go like backpacking, a classic like midlife crisis mode, although I was only like 26 I think, but I was like, you know what, I'll figure it out. Went traveling, met loads of people who were doing really interesting stuff, went to Bali, everyone was working on their laptops in cafes. I'm like, what are these people doing? Met a lovely girl called Anne, who was a podcast manager. She told me everything that she was doing. I was like, that's very interesting, surely that's not that hard. Anyway, then eventually I finally sat down and was like, right, let's just see what we can do with this information. And I decided to start a virtual assistant business because I had come from like an admin finance background. So I was like, right, I can offer people admin support. And you know, we'll see how I get on, see what work I can get, because I wanted to continue full-time traveling. While I was away, I met an Aussie man who I've been with for like 7 years now. And obviously he's from Australia and I'm from Dublin. So I didn't want to move to Australia full-time, to be honest. Each to their own, but it just wasn't for me. Love it part-time. I live here part-time at the moment. I live in Dublin part-time, but I didn't want to live there for the whole year. So that kind of prompted us to, we need to do something different. We can't just have traditional jobs. It is simply not going to work. I couldn't think of anything worse than having to get a new job every 6 months. I had done that a few times on different work and holiday visas, etc. And it was just such a pain. So we kind of had like such motivation to make this work so we could go between Ireland and Australia and Southeast Asia, wherever else we wanted to live. And we absolutely worked our asses off. I mean, we worked like 12-hour days every single day for I think around 6 or 7 weeks. But we landed our first client, who's a fitness coach, within 7 days of starting, which was like really, really exciting. And then that really gave us the incentive, like, right, if one person's willing to pay us to help them with their admin, with their social media, with their back end of their business, there's more people like that. And that really gave us just the kick. And then we got fully booked like to like a full capacity for us in about 7 weeks. We were living in Asia at the time, so like we weren't looking to earn like a corporate salary, say from Ireland at that time. We just wanted to earn, you know, a nice income to be able to travel and primarily had the freedom to be able to move around. So we did that for about 2 years and it was the best thing ever. Like, and now we spend summers, we're in Australia at the moment. It is, well, technically autumn, but in Perth it's like 30 degrees today. And then we go back to Ireland for like 5 months for, you know, kind of extended before summer and after summer. And then we'll come back to Oz at the end of this year again for their summer. So, you know, it has its pros and cons. It's not for everyone, but we now have the option to have this lifestyle for as long as we want, living between the two. And I can't ever see a time in life where I would rather live in Irish winter in the rain for months at a time when simultaneously it is peak summer in Perth. So this is just your sign. If you're wanting to do something different, whether it's starting a business or going out on your own, it doesn't really matter what the business is. Give it a shot. Like, what do you have to lose? If I never went traveling, I never would have had the time to just sit and think about like what I want to do with my life. Like, you know, why am I miserable? What's keeping me from like achieving my goals? What am I looking for? So having that time was really, really valuable, first of all. And it kind of made me realize my values and what I really wanted out of my career. And then starting the business gave me a lot of opportunities because although I started as a virtual assistant, the business then pivoted into coaching, which is what we do now. So we support people who are just like us to actually set up their business, launch it, land clients, you know, leave their full-time jobs. Very, very, very fulfilling work. You know, we earn a great income, we work really hard, but we have full time freedom and full location independence. So, you know, there's a lot of series of events that if I never went traveling, I would never met my partner, we would have never started the business, you know, would never have this lifestyle, and never had this career. So yeah, just your sign to go after what you want, whatever that is, because you just never know where you'll end up. I certainly couldn't have predicted that this is where I would be, but here we are.